Welcome to the test meeting for assignment. I am Dr. J. Golden Ebenezer Jebamani, Head of the Department of Mathematics, Sarah Tucker College, Tirunelveli. Today, I am going to say some basic concepts on graph theory. Graph theory plays an important role on mathematics, where we apply in computer science also, in network technology and all these things. So graph theory is very important tool for doing all the presentations and all the problems on computer science. So today we are going to see some basic definitions and theorems. First definition: what is a graph? A graph G is a pair of V comma E, where V is the set of finite vertices and E is the finite number of edges. In general, we can write Vi comma Ej. So here we see V comma is a pair. So V denotes the set of finite vertices and E denotes the finite number of edges. So this graph is a finite graph because V is the finite set of vertices and E is the finite set of edges. So this graph is called finite graph. For we can say some example, we can see some example, that is a rectangle. In the edge V1, we denote V1 and V2 and V3, V4. We should name this in a clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. In this particular graph, we denote is in an anti-clockwise direction, clockwise direction. Okay, V1, V2, V3, V4 is a clockwise direction. So the line between V1 and V2 denotes the edge. We name it as E1, and V2 to V3 is E2, and V3 to V4 is E3, and V4 to V1 is E4. Next, we can see one more theorem. It's a very basic theorem in the graph theory. In any graph G, summation of V is element of V of G. Degree of V is equal to 2 into number of edges. So, how we can prove this? Consider the incident matrix. Already we know the concept of incident matrix. Incidence matrix. So, let us see the incident matrix. And then the degree of V is nothing but the number of edges incident on that particular vertex is called the degree of the vertex. We can also denote that is by D of V. Here we consider the incident matrix M. D of V is equal to number of edges incident with V. Incident with vertices V. For example, in the previous example, here degree of V1 is equal to 2 because in V1, E1 and E4 incident on V1. Similarly, V2, edge E1 and E2 incident on V2. Therefore, degree of V2 is equal to 2. Similarly, D of V3 is equal to 2 and degree of V4 is also 2. Here, how many vertices are there? 4 vertices. And how many edges are there? 4 edges are there. But here, we have to prove that summation of degree of all the vertices is equal to 2 into sum of the edges. So here degree of V is equal to number of edges incident with V. That is equal to sum of the entries in the row corresponding to the incident matrix. Incident matrix. Okay, when we sum all these entries, we can say this is sigma D of V, that is equal to sum of the entries in all the rows, which is also equal to the sum of the entries in all the columns. That is nothing but that is equal to 2 into sum of the edges, sum of the edges. That is nothing but since sum of the entries in each column is 2, that is we have E columns. We have E columns where E is the set of all edges. So from this we can prove this summation of degree of all the vertices is equal to 2 into E. So in the previous example, sum of the degrees of all the vertices is 8. Okay, so 8 is equal to 2 into E. How many E's are there? 4 E's. Therefore, 2 into 4, 8. Once again, we get 8. So, in LHS, sum of the degrees of all the vertices is 8 because 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 4. That is equal to, in RHS, 2 into number of edges is 4 edges. Therefore, 2 into 4 is 8. Therefore, this theorem is proved. The next, what is a Hamiltonian path? A path that contains every vertex of G is called a Hamiltonian path of G. A path which contains every vertex of G is called a Hamiltonian path. And a Hamiltonian cycle, a cycle of G that contains every vertex of G is called a Hamiltonian cycle. So cycle means it's starting and ending with the same vertex is called a cycle. So a path is nothing but a path. The starting vertex and ending vertex are not similar. Okay, this is Hamiltonian path, but Hamiltonian cycle, they must be a similar one. Then Hamiltonian graph, a graph G is Hamiltonian if it contains Hamiltonian cycle. This is called a Hamiltonian cycle graph. Then spanning graph, a subgraph H of G is a spanning graph if vertices of H is equal to vertices of G. That is nothing but we get some subgraph H. The number of vertices in that subgraph is equal to the number of vertices in the original graph. This is called the spanning subgraph. Okay, one more theorem. See one more theorem. If G is a Hamiltonian, then for every non-empty proper subset S of V, W of G minus S is less than or equal to modulus of S. If G is Hamiltonian, then for every non-empty proper subset S of V, W of G minus S is less than or equal to modulus of S. Hamiltonian. There is some spelling mistake is there. Hamiltonian, Hamiltonian, Hamiltonian. Okay. Then the proof. Suppose G is Hamiltonian, then G contains a Hamiltonian cycle. Hamiltonian means what? We know. That is, it contains all the vertices of the graph. Here we specify W of G minus S. That is nothing but the components of G minus S. S is a subset of V, then G minus S. It contains so many components. So, which is less than or equal to modulus of S is nothing but the number of subsets on that graph. Okay. Then how can we prove this? Suppose G is Hamiltonian, then G contains a Hamiltonian cycle. Let S be a proper subset of V for any Hamiltonian cycle C. So let us take one particular cycle C, Hamiltonian cycle C. So we could say that is W of C minus S is less than or equal to modulus of S. C is nothing but Hamiltonian cycle and S is nothing but the subset of S, subset of V. Okay, then W of C minus S is nothing but the components of C minus S. And modulus of S is nothing but the number of subsets. Now, vertices on the Hamiltonian cycle C is equal to vertices, the number of vertices on G, that is V of G. Since C is a spanning subgraph of G, then C minus S is a spanning subgraph of G minus S. C is a spanning subgraph of G. C is nothing but is a proper subset. It's a spanning subgraph. It means what? The number of vertices on V, the number of vertices on C is equal to the number of vertices on G. That is called the spanning subgraph. Here C minus S is also a spanning subgraph of G minus S. Therefore, when we replace the first equation, W of C minus S by G minus S is W of G minus S is less than or equal to W of C minus S. So, Let us take it as a equation 2. So from equation 1 and equation 2, we get, by compare these two things, W of G minus S is less than or equal to modulus of S. So hence we prove this, the theorem, the mentioned theorem, the above theorem. So that is nothing but if G is Hamiltonian, then for every non-empty proper subset S of V, W of G minus S is less than or equal to modulus of S. Hence we prove. That's all. Thank you.